Happy Monday, everybody. It is beautiful today. Man, I don't want to work. I want a bike ride, lounge, sleep in a hammock. And that's it. Nothing else. But it is beautiful out here. What weather. What a gorgeous weekend. And it was fun. So we went to a cousin's house yesterday. Actually, my aunt's house. And she was giving a dog birthday party. It was just a reason to go swing by and see relatives, but still. The dog is 1 year old. This little Yorkie. And this thing is adorable. Cute little Yorkie. Sat there with his little hat on, had a little shirt, birthday shirt on. Looked so happy, big old smile on his face. I gotta send a picture of this dog. It's hilarious. And actually had a birthday party. They had a cake for the dog, cake for us humans, and good time. Good time had by all. It was fun. And good weekend. Got a couple test shots of the helmet, the reflectiveness for the little short film I'm working on. I've got ideas on this that might be doable. I think they did it in that movie Passenger. They had actual reflections in his mask. They didn't CG it. So I'm thinking this might work. This looks pretty cool. I'm going to need a projector, that's for sure. This screen has to be at least 10 feet by 10 feet. Because, man, we're doing practicing on like a, I don't know what it was, 65 inch, 70 inch, I don't know how they come. But, excuse me, there was a wide screen, at least the size of a windshield. And it was like beep, that big on the reflection. I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? It's like really weird distortion, and it condenses reflections down. I mean, like right next to the monitor, it's like that big on the screen. I'm like, oh, that's not good. So who knows? This thing might end up needing an IMAX screen to reflect on, but that'll take a little trial and error. But we do have a projector or two at work that I might be able to borrow. If not, I'll borrow somebody's. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to project the bugs running outside the cave and have them like looking at it and they reflect. But the camera's going to be originally mounted, kind of like in Hardcore Henry, where wherever he looks, the camera goes to. So it'll be interesting. It'll be fun. And yeah, just a couple little test shots, and it's looking cool. It is definitely looking cool. So how about you guys getting anywhere with short film? I still didn't look at the deadline on this thing. It'd be nice to know what the deadline is for a festival I'm trying to enter. And I got to register with Filmstro and all that again. So you guys getting anywhere at Filmstro? Excuse me. Yeah, I got no coffee in my system this morning. So trying to keep it pumped up, but man, those yawns keep creeping in. I got to get to work. Tight schedule today, so as soon as I get to work, I'll hit some coffee. But none at the moment, so yawns are getting me. But yeah, Filmstro. Last year, I finished my movie, and then I sweetened it with Filmstro. I really don't know how else you could do it. I guess you have an idea on the theme, and kind of like do a loose track and just have an idea what it might sound like, and then go in and tweak it later during the edit. But for me, it's like, I don't know, it's weird. It's like the edit, they oddly go hand in hand, scores and edits, because you can shove the edit around a little bit to land on a music cue, but it's really weird. So how do you guys do it? Do y'all edit before you do the score? Oh no, here goes another one. Another one! Oh, these yawns. And yeah, it's just, for me, it's easier to put a loose edit together, then start doing the score, and then maybe adjust both accordingly. But Filmstro is cool that way. You can do the sliders and make it dramatic where you want. So I think you gotta, for the most part, edit the thing out and then bring it to Filmstro, and then have your cues on Filmstro go with the music, go where the movie is, which just enhances it. So yeah, I think that's pretty much how they do it. Because whenever you see them doing a score, like John Williams doing a score, he's looking at the movie. But I know there's some loose concepts thrown around, like what areas could sound like, but I don't know. I know with like, what is it, Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that, when he was shooting some scenes, he'd play the music, in the background, and it gives him a beat to move to kick aliens to. And that's kind of cool. I guess that's like a novelty scene, like 1 or 2 scenes in the movie. But back when Peter Gunn was directing, whatever, who knows? Gotta watch what you say these days, peeps. 20 years from now, they'll say, oh, no, you didn't, and you did, and you in trouble. So, gotta watch what you say. You say foolish stuff, and boy, it'll come back and bite you. So, anyway, who knows? Maybe Peter Gunn will end up getting it. Oh, there we go. Number 4. The yawns keep coming. Yeah, so they're all trying to petition to get him back in the circle, but I don't think Disney's gonna fold on that one. So, anyway, that's what I recommend. Edit, then do a film score in Filmstro. I don't know. You could add sound effects. You can have creepy violin. Yeah, you can just drop those in at dramatic moments. But I don't know. Oh, it's always an education whenever you do a short film. But you can look and see online. It's weird. Whenever you look at a tutorial online, it's close. It's close to what I'm looking for, but it's not like the whole adventure of making a short film it's a lot of work. I mean, to make a real behind-the-scenes short film video, it takes some time because there's a lot of elements to it. I mean, you have to show every single bit of the minutia behind making a short film, but it's like climatic moments, like editing. Please bear with me. Everyone's got their process, and it's interesting. But if I had time, I guess I'd volunteer on more crews. They're always looking for crews on the old Craigslist or whomever, the local forums and stuff. But people love free help. Hey, can't beat that. But sometimes it's tough. You kind of build a scene, and you got all these free people coming that you've never met before. You got to watch who you invite in your house, or wherever you're going. Watch who you invite in someone else's house. You got these freebie people showing up, and you're going to end up shooting in someone's house, and it's like, I don't know that dude. Did he just steal that candle? Who knows? You got to keep an eye on people. So it's kind of strange. Free is what you get. So you kind of you should probably volunteer for a group first if you're really starting out here, and then go. Once you get your crew together, once you meet your crew and y'all work together for a few days, you got to get a feel for who's legit and who's wacko, and then ask the more legit ones, obviously, in your production. If you help them, they'll usually help you. Usually what I see going on is a lot of crews do like, what do they do? 5 or 7 days a year for each other's production. So it's kind of like a little round robin thing. It's like, hey, you got me for whatever, 5 or 7 days. If you want to use that for moving or for painting a room, whatever you want to do. But you give me 5 days, I'll give you 5 days. And, use 5 days for crew. And, man, I helped a buddy on a sizzle reel this guy was making for a short, not a short, it wasn't a short, actually, it was a full feature episode. And I have done this for 25 years. That one day, I busted my butt. We were shooting in the graveyard, and I guess we had permission to shoot in the graveyard. It was a legit little production. The dude had craft services, generators, lights, a real Steadicam operator, camera focus pullers, audio gear, 2 audio guys, one on boom, one on the mixer. It's like, dang, dude had a film shoot, and this is just some little poor boy production. And so I'd help unload, carry stuff, move stuff around, set up every scene. And we finally got to the murder scene where the priest shot the kid because the kid was a little hoodlum, and he killed some kids in his area, so he's a vigilante priest kind of thing. And anyway, there were these like dugout graves in the dirt that they had dug like a day before, night before. And they wanted me and another guy to, and it stormed the night before. So this grave filled up with water. So this is sloppy, fresh mud, water. We are just getting covered in mud and water and slime, and it's cold. Was it cold? I think it might have been cold too. So I'm like, this is miserable. I'm out there scooping out water out of this grave, and oh gosh, it was a mess. And then the poor kid had to get down in the grave in the mud. It's like, what a production. What a production. I mean, it was really nice and well done, but it's like so sloppy and hard, and we're shoving big generators through like on this little levee behind the cemetery. And oh gosh, it was all mud and slippery. The wheels are like cake mud pies and not rolling, and we're like shoving and pulling these generators like half a mile. It was insane. It was like so hard. And then it's like, good gosh. And it's like, drug it all out of there, wrapped it all up. We kicked butt. I was so tired and sore. And then the guy that did it for us was like, oh, you're leaving? Everything's out, everything's in a pile. People just kind of hanging out, talking, chit-chatting. And I'm like, I gotta go see. It's like, oh, you're leaving? I'm like, yeah, I'm leaving. I gave you 12 hours. Thanks for that hour you gave me, but whatever. It went well. It went well. He was a big help. He helped me with this little thing that I never did anything with, but he helped me. And it's a trip. It's a trip how hard some people are willing to work for this stuff. And it's like, okay, when it comes to standing in a grave, waist deep full of muddy water, and you're shoving generators up slippery slopes of hills and slimy mud everywhere. And, oh my gosh. At some point I'm like, you know what? Let's just wait for a dry day. How about that? You know, the sky's not gonna fall, lightning's not gonna strike anybody. Let's just wait for a dry day. But he didn't. So that was like the hardest day of my life in production. I've been doing this for 25 years. That day, I was so drained, I just went home and died. Like, so yeah, anyway, so you gotta watch the free production. Sometimes people will really get their money's worth out of your free butt. I think I got a hamburger. You know, I didn't extra pay him. I told him I'd help him. But anyway, he made like the whole episode. You know, it was really nice. And it looks like a little series, but now, man, I don't know about you guys, but you know, he did it. He did a real episode, okay? But this guy doesn't make much more than me, if not the same amount as me, so he's struggling too, you know? The struggle is real, people. And he's got 2 kids, wife, paying bills in New Orleans like the rest of us, you know? And so he's got this contained, I don't know, 25-minute long episode 1, you know, for his sizzle reels, the pilot he made, you know. Thing looks like a real half-hour TV show. I mean, NCIS, whatever, you know, kind of like that, you know, a little more gritty and real looking than NCIS. Stuff looks real, you know, it's mixed perfectly, sound effects and music score and everything. It's got this thing, and now, for like the last 2 years, I don't know, 1.5 years, 2 years, he's been like flying to all these festivals and driving and flying and all over these festivals and sizzlereel.com, pilot.com, pilotcon, or whatever the heck. I mean, just all over the place. You're paying all the submission fees, flying, room and board. They go to like talks and do all stuff, and it's like he can't get it picked up. It's like, I don't even want to know how much debt the poor boy is in with this project, let alone how much he spends every time he goes out to these shows and stuff. It's like, this is what's required, people, you know. But we always have this vision, you know, us artsy fartsy types, that you know, if we build something, people are gonna flock to it and just take off with it like a, I don't know, a little flock of butterflies, and it's gonna find its way out into the world. But really, it doesn't. You have to push it. You're your own salesman, which is probably 75% of the job. I hate to say it. creative's fun. It's all fun doing the pretty pictures and stuff, but that's literally 25% of the job. 75% of the job, I work in this biz. I don't go out and make TV shows. Well, I do now, but this is the first time. But I don't have to produce it, luckily. But let me tell you, our sales force, they're pushing this thing. This is 75% of their day, every day. I'm talking about a group of 15 people. Okay, so imagine how hard it is for you to go out into the world and get your pilot picked up. Just you and your pilot in your hand, or in your flash drive, or whatever, on your Vimeo, however you want to push it. But you can do it. It can be done, without a doubt. It can be done. Anything can be done if you're willing to work hard enough for it. I mean, I hate to preach at you like your daddy, but it's that simple. It's that simple. You take it 25% like some people, and it's a hobby. It's fun stuff, you know. Might enter a little festival here and there, but that's it. It's fun, you know. But if you're willing to crank it up to 110%, you know, you can actually make something and try to get this thing picked up. I mean, you gotta A, do the work, and B, pitch it and push it. That is not easy. You gotta stay in their face and keep going and going and going. But anyway, it can be done. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's hard. It's a lot of work. My buddy's going through it right now. And for 2 years now, he can't get the thing picked up. And I'm looking at it like, heck, this looks pretty legit to me. Hate to see what other people submitted, you know. But a lot of people, you know, they get real production. These are like production houses, companies, and people that make short movies for a living. That's what they do. And you know, they've got other shows on the air when they pitch to Netflix, Hulu, and stuff like that. You know, it's like they got some money behind them. You know, they drop maybe $500,000 or $1 million on their first pilot. You know, I mean, and that's not unheard of. NCIS in New Orleans spends $1 million a show. It's an average budget. You know. So it costs money to make money, but boy, it's brutal. You can do it. I mean, it's just funny how people are like, you know, Netflix. Yeah, you know, I might get my flip phone and, you know, I might get my flip cam and go shoot something in the backyard. I might make a series to put it on Netflix or whatever. You know, like, yeah, you go do that, and I want to see it. You know, it's like I want to see. I mean, unless you're doing like the next Jackass or something where it's supposed to be low budget cam and people are just doing tremendously stupid, foolish things and breaking bones live on camera. I don't even know if Netflix is into that, you know. But anyway, I think I'm running my battery out here. So yeah, let me know. Let me know what your success stories are as far as exposure. I guess that's it. That's the theme of today's little chit chat. You know, how far have you got with exposure? And how have you had any success with exposure? Which festivals have you entered, won? You know, the one I entered and won, like, I don't know, silver, was the Houston World Fest. That was for a little puppet short I did with a friend of mine who's into puppetry. And yeah, we won like silver in experimental puppetry and animation. Like, really? There's a catalog, there's a category for that? I'm like, whatever. But it was a cool fest. I didn't go to it, you know, but I still sent it in the mail and won, so that was fun. So anyway, let me know. Until next time, y'all have a good Monday.